Today on BTV News Channel 3, it is the last episode of the school year, as we shine the light on a life-saving teacher here at Benjamin.
Speaking of teachers, we say goodbye to several who have been a staple here in the Benjamin community.
And in BTV Sports, we will hit the gridiron as the Buck football team gets ready for the spring games. Hello everyone and welcome to BTV News. I'm John Che.
And I'm Nick Tiano. You give us 15 minutes and we'll give you the latest news that affects you and the Benjamin School.
Plenty to bring you today on this year-end newscast, including some of the goals set by next year's seniors. But first, our top story. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, better known as CPR. Those who become certified in it do so because they never know when it may come in handy. For one Benjamin teacher, that moment came last month, and thanks to his training, he rose to the occasion and saved a life. Jacob Jackman and Zachary Quinn have the story.
It's something that every teacher is trained for, but wishes they never have to use. For one Benjamin teacher, that wish didn't come true.
I was in Starbucks waiting for my coffee with my wife, and she pointed out a man that had dropped to the ground. And I went over and shook his shoulder, and he didn't respond. So I laid him on his back, and I noticed his whole face was blue and his lips were purple, and so obviously it wasn't a good sign. So I laid him on his back and checked to see if he was breathing or if he had a pulse, and he didn't, and he wasn't breathing. So immediately just started doing chest compressions, started doing CPR, and did that for a good 10 minutes or so before the medics got there. And before the medics got there, I noticed his color change, and he gasped for air a couple times, but it was very faint. But as time went on and the medics got there, he came to, and he finally at the end of the 15-20 minute event, he got up with help from the medics and got on the stretcher and was breathing on his own. So it was pretty cool to see that, and that was it. And then I got a free coffee out of the deal. Obviously it's important to help somebody. I guess the main thing that I would say to you guys and everybody else is that could have very easily been a friend of mine or my wife or parents or something like that. So don't take it lightly.
Thank you, Jacob and Zach. Well, this year's juniors become next year's seniors, and as the big shots on campus, they're already setting some goals they hope to achieve their final year. BTV reporter Zack Rubiano fills us in.
With this year all but done, the class of 2017 gets ready for senior year.
Certainly should be an interesting year for myself, for my classmates as well. I think my expectations are a little bit of a stressful year, especially with the college application process. Not necessarily because of courses I'm taking, but mostly because of the application process. Hopefully I can get some of that done over the summer.
So next year is definitely going to be my most difficult year because I'm taking a lot of APs, and it's with swimming and college apps and everything. I'm going to be really anxious, but I think we can get it done.
I'm really looking forward to senior year. I don't think senioritis is going to get me that much because ever since I committed to college, it's just pushed me to become harder. But I hope to instill that mentality in everyone's mind just to push through for something greater because we only have 40 years here.
With homecoming such a huge part of a high school experience, the rising seniors anticipate what next year is going to look like.
Well, every year we have homecoming, we have prom. It's one of those American high school tradition things that we do. I think every year says, oh well, we want to make it the best homecoming and the best prom and the best senior year, and I don't know if that's actually attainable because the best is very subjective, but certainly the best that we can do will be the goal.
I'm humbled from winning student council elections. I really hope to make this the best year possible. It's not just student council saying it's going to be the best year, but we just want kids to participate, come in with a great attitude. And it can be as long as we make it as a school community and not just a select few students participating in each activity.
Well, homecoming this year was a mess. I'm looking forward to next year, and I think Christian's going to do a great job. I think we'll have a lot more school spirit because it's our last year.
With an exciting senior year in tow, it's time to say goodbye. Reporting for the last time at BTV News Channel 3, I'm Zack Rubiano.
Thank you, Zach. As we get ready to say goodbye to just over 100 seniors, we will also say farewell to several teachers and administrators here at the Benjamin Upper School. BTV's Leo O'Brien bids them adieu.
Beloved teachers are unfortunately leaving the school this year. From our math department all the way to the foreign languages, we bid farewell to some of the school's favorite teachers. Mr. Buford has taught many students mathematics at the Benjamin School and will go down in history as an all-time favorite.
I've been at the Benjamin School for 15 years now. The greatest experience is just working with the kids over the years. You meet some great individuals, and it's always a pleasure working with a kid that gets excited about learning. It's fun. I'm going to hopefully do some tutoring. I'd like to do that, and I enjoy that a lot, working with kids individually.
Mrs. Spazoff has taught many students foreign language at the Benjamin School for 35 years and will also be an all-time favorite.
In 35 years, I've had some wonderful students, and I've been close to a lot of them. As far as colleagues, I feel very fortunate to have had some wonderful colleagues. It's just been a great run. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I love Benjamin. It's very special.
The student body at the Benjamin School will deeply miss some of the teachers that are leaving after this school year.
I'm going to miss all the teachers leaving. They all had a big impact on me here at Benjamin and my family. So it's going to be tough seeing them all go, especially Mr. Buford. I know he's a big impact here at the Benjamin community, but I think he's going to be doing better things with his lemonade stand.
Best of luck to Mr. Buford, Miss Spazoff, and the rest of the teachers that are leaving the Benjamin School. We wish them the best as they take part on their new journeys outside of Benjamin. This has been Leo O'Brien reporting for BTV News.
Thank you, Leo, and thank you to all the teachers and administrators who are leaving us. You will be missed. Well, with the departure of those staff members comes the need to fill those positions. When Dr. Bauckham announced he was leaving for a head of school position in North Carolina, the search began to find his successor. After a process that took months to complete, Benjamin found its new head of upper school. Caroline Jacobs introduces us to Mr. Fletcher Carr.
Many changes are going to be happening for the up-and-coming school year. One includes a new head of the upper school, Mr. Carr. Mr. Carr is coming from Arkansas, and he's excited to meet everyone and become part of the Benjamin family.
Getting to know people and watching them develop, that could be students, it could be faculty members, it can be families, whoever I come into contact with. I love hearing people's stories and seeing what makes them tick and watch them, learn and grow. I love being part of that whole process.
Students think Mr. Carr will be a great addition to the Benjamin School and are looking forward to see what he can bring to the school.
I think he'll be a great addition to the school. I think, I've heard he's a very nice guy, he's very personable, and he's very interactive with the students, so I hope it turns out well for next year.
I think he's going to be a great new addition to the school, and I think we're going to have a good year.
The teachers involved in picking the head of the upper school thought Mr. Carr was the perfect fit for the position.
All of the questions he answered were always based on his own experience, even sometimes if he didn't directly, have an example to give, he always would be really genuine with his response. You could tell that he was so enthusiastic about education and the educational environment that was really what struck us as a board and a committee.
As you can see, the Benjamin School students believe that next year will be a great year. This is Caroline Jacobs reporting for BTV News Channel 3.
Thank you, Caroline. That will bring us to a timeout. It is time to step aside for just a minute, but plenty more ahead when BTV continues. We break the huddle with the Benjamin football team as they get set to take the field tonight for their annual spring game. BTV Sports is next.
Plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again. Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving?
Martin, eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Better?
Better.
Records on my demo. Did y'all boys not get the memo? I do not stay at the Intercontinental. And anything I got is not a rental.
Hey, I'm Dan Marino, Hall of Fame quarterback. BTV Sports is coming up next.
Hello everyone, welcome to BTV Sports. I'm Luke Phillips, bringing you everything that is Benjamin Athletics. Are you ready for some football? It may only be spring, but for high schools all over the country, that means getting an early peek at what next year's team will look like. Benjamin is no different as they wrap up 2 weeks of spring practice with tonight's spring game against Moorhaven. John Shake gives us a preview of what's to come.
It's that time of year when Benjamin's world-renowned and record-setting team finally steps back onto the field. Head coach Ronald Ream has implemented several new strategies to ensure victory for next year's football team.
I was just looking for a different way that we could get our workouts in rather than after school. It seemed like there were a lot of kids that had conflicts. I thought this would be an excellent idea to cut out half hour out of practice, at the same time have everybody on the same page, and at the same time do something a little different. And just get our mental attitude where it needed to be.
A new morning routine has been put in place that requires players to be at school at 7 a.m. to attend a tiring workout.
Well, we've implemented this new program where we work out at 7 a.m. Monday and Wednesday. It's a lot of conditioning, a little bit of lifting. Personally, I enjoy it because it, first of all, raises our metabolism in the morning, so we burn more calories throughout the day, and it gets all the kids working up early in the morning, so commitment, man.
After school, players continue to prepare for the next season with a 2-hour practice. All of this hard work is expected to prepare the 5-star team to overcome any obstacles next year.
The team's looking pretty good. Our defense is definitely a dominating force, but although our offense needs some work, I think we're going to be looking good this year, especially in the fall when we have more numbers.
I think we're going to do good. We have solid players coming in next season. And the fall, we should be fun to watch. We're going to win lots of games.
I'll tell you one thing, we're never going to go 1-9 again. We're going to keep winning and winning. That's what we're going to do.
After learning from last year's mistakes, the Benjamin Schools football program has implemented many new strategies to ensure a more successful season. Reporting for BTV News Channel 3, I'm John Chait.
Thank you, John. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. tonight out at Theophilus Field. Come out and support your Buccaneers. That is a look at BTV Sports. John, Nick, back over to you. Thank you, Luke. That will close out the 2015-2016 BTV school year. As always, we thank you for joining us and look forward to seeing you back here in the fall. For Nick Tiano, Luke Phillips, and the entire BTV News team, I'm John Chait. We will leave you with a look at what some of you have planned for the summer. See you next year.
Well, I have an opportunity to go to a weekend camp for woodworkers. I'm learning how to do a sophisticated technique, and it'll be fun.
A lot of golf cart rides. Hopefully Ethan Denenberg's driving. Hopefully Will's there to laugh when I fall off and crack my head open.
We're thinking of maybe going to England for a week or so, and I'm really looking forward to that. And other than that, I'll probably just be taking care of the stuff that I have to before I go to college in August.
Probably finish up my summer reading in 4 days, and then I'm going to lax it up with Ryan Kelly and my other friends.
I'll be working a lot and going to conferences and doing some presentations and getting ready for next year.
And I'm doing a 6-week internship at the Scripps Research Institute, so working in the Department of Cancer Biology and researching different things there.
I'm going to Alabama this summer, and I'm dancing with the Rockettes in New York.
Probably going on some boats, going spearfishing a little bit. Hanging with my boys. I take a trip to the Bahamas.
Bowl lacrosse tournaments in Georgia, Virginia.
I'm going to hang out with my kids and cook more and probably go to the gym and go to the beach a lot.
I'm going to have a lot of fun, Ethan.